Outset, let me welcome all of you for the 7th webinar on Module 2 and Paper 4 of CS Professional Program. This is Information Technology and Systems Audit, specifically designed as an exam-oriented webinar. Today we are in lesson number 8. We have come across 6 days and there are 6 videos that has been uploaded in YouTube also. Very good reviews and feedback are pouring in. Try to actually use this platform at the maximum and try to get maximum marks in this particular subject, which generally among the CS professional program students, this subject is not given that much of importance. And I'm sure post this session, we are getting reviews that people have gone deep into this subject and they've got a lot of interest to master this particular subject. We are very happy for that. And let me now take you into this particular subject. Today's topic, MIS, is going to be very, very important subject. Why? Because a company secretary will be in the middle management. When I say middle management, above that, we have top management. We have the board of directors. And below the middle management, you have the operational management, operational of the tactical level. So they will be providing the support. I repeat, they will be providing the support to the middle management, and the data will be taken from the middle management, will be processed and will be provided to top management. So in the form of a report, 1 page, 2 page, summary, timely reports, structured reports, regular structured reports, unstructured reports during the maybe between 2 periods, depending on the need and urgency of the information. Now, with all this background, this chapter is very important and we'll try to understand, even though this chapter at the end they have mentioned it, an overview. Why? Because it's a very big subject. MIS is a 100-mark paper for an MCA student. A Master of Computer Applications, you take any university in India, see the syllabus. In MIS, there will be a very big list of coverage of chapters, and that will be a 100-mark paper. So a 100-mark paper is actually given to you in 1 chapter. So that is why they have mentioned it as an overview. So then just imagine then how much of content will be squeezed into it, and it is almost like giving you the substance and the rest of 100-mark paper in 1 chapter. So it's a very practical topic. So I'll try to actually take you slow and steady. So we have topics like decision support system, executive information system, transaction processing system, management information system, expert systems, artificial intelligence. All these aspects are there. And I want to make one point very clear to all of you, that all these are practically being used in our country. And in every organization it happens. So I'll try to actually give some examples also, so that you can actually appreciate what it is. So I'll try to give examples about all this stuff: ESS, BSS, MIS, TPS. And railways, I'll take railways, banks. These are all some of the very, very important examples for you to understand more about TPS, MIS, executive support system, all this stuff. So I'll take some decision support system examples also, expert system examples, and I'll also take you to the passenger reservation system of railways. And what is the decision support system? What is DSS in India? I'll give 1 or 2 examples. Expert systems and where applications of expert systems are being made. So I'll try to actually give all this stuff to give you a comfort about this particular subject. So one by one, I'll take you inside. Please look at the marks. You have almost 8 marks. Please look at this. Answer the following question. DSS is a specialized type of information system designed to support managers. So what is it? So these are all conceptual terms. Decision support system, executive support system, management information system, expert system. Okay, these are all conceptual terms, and let us try to actually appreciate it in some examples and practically how these are used or applied in organizations, in corporates, how these are being used. So I'll try to connect like that so that these questions will be very easy for you to comprehend. And they are also giving an example about, please look at this. They are even asking questions with practical approach. A system that advises builders about which cement to use in an expert system. So a hospital patient admission system is a transaction processing system. So they have to comment about it. That means you need to actually explain what that system is and how it has been connected to that example. So it's very, this chapter is very practical, 100% practical. And what is the distinction between a structured decision and unstructured decision? So an MIS reporting will be what, and a DSS decision will be what. Okay. So what is an expert system? What are its components? What is MIS? What are its components? And how will you evaluate the factors relevant for MIS? And what are the limitations of expert system? 4 major capabilities of decision support systems. Integrated approach of MIS. And look at this, every time there is at least 8 mark question. So here even it has 2016, they have even asked a 20 mark question. So that also has happened. So minimum 8 or 12. So this is the range at which they ask questions. So what is the distinction between TPS and MIS? And in 2018, there is a compulsory, that first question. In that, there is a combination of all chapters. I will say chapter 8, chapter 9, and all chapters they have mixed it. For example, please look here. Intranet is about chapter number 7. MIS is chapter 8. ERP is chapter 9. And environmental factor that need to be checked and commented upon by the auditor is chapter 11. So almost all chapters they have merged it together and they have actually put a question. So that kind of scenario also can happen. And microfinance institutions, despite the availability of technology, there are problems in developing a good and problem-free MIS for MFI. Why? What is the complexity? What is the difficulty? So you need to actually appreciate what is the industry called microfinance institution, what they work, from where they will get data, what is the significance of MIS in collecting this data and presenting the summary. You need to appreciate it and you need to give proper points. So understand, digest the question properly. So latest, maybe 2019 also, you have a question on, please look here. There's a 5 mark question on that mandatory question. Okay. And also, what is the impact of MIS on middle level management? This is the latest 2019 paper. So one question on MIS, one question on expert system. So this is how your exam questions have been based. So now I'm taking you one by one. Okay, one by one. Let me first take you to the decision support system, transaction processing system. Okay. So first I'm taking you to TPS, because that is a fundamental. So once you understand a fundamental system, please look at TPS. You have to remember this triangle so that you have a fair idea about what we will be discussing now. Now, please look at this graphical representation of information system in a triangle. Now, if you look at this triangle, the TPS is at the lowermost level, so which is the low level management. MIS DSS is at the middle management. An executive support system or executive information system is at the top level management. So EIS or ESS, so both are it is interchangeable. So there is no much difference. There is no difference at all. It is only the usage. Okay, so you can either call it as EAS or you can even call it as executive support system. The best term will be the executive support system. It is not information product, it is executive, it is a system which supports the top management. Good. So now this structure you try to keep it in mind so that when I give examples, you try to appreciate what it is. For example, now we have 80 students online. Okay. I'll give an example of TPS. Now, transaction processing. Now, what is transaction in an organization? Business. Yeah, sale is a transaction, purchase is a transaction. So, whatever they fundamentally do a business, that has to be recorded in system, that has to be captured in the system. So, that system we call it as a transaction processing system. Example, an accounting system is a transaction processing system. But accounting is one vertical only. Please be very careful. Accounting is only one vertical. Now, what is accounting? Recording transactions. Now, beyond accounting, you have so many things. What is it? An inventory. Inventory doesn't speak about the value, it only speaks about the quantity. So, how much quantity you have received, how much quantity you have actually issued, what is the quantity you have in stock. Especially a company like, if you take a company, Ashok Leyland, Tata Motors, Maruti Udyog, Bajaj Auto. You go inside and you will see there will be the shop floors will be there where they do the manufacturing activity. There will be inventory departments where there will be variety of inventories. What do you call it as raw material, where they will be having variety of raw materials. And they will be having a bought out items. What do you call bought out items? In a scooter, in a two-wheeler, in a car, many bought out items will be there. Tire, they don't manufacture. They buy and they fit it. Spark plug, they buy and fit it. So bought out items, you will have a separate warehouse. So they call it as a BO, bought out finished warehouse, BOF warehouse. Okay. So raw material warehouse, RM warehouse. Then you will have what do you call it as consumables. You'll have a consumable warehouse, petrol, diesel, oil, grease, all this there will be a warehouse. Now, it will be huge. So, what is the fun in only having only the accounting entry, debit, say ABC Private Limited, from where you have bought material for 10 lakh rupees. Okay. I'm sorry, debit purchases and credit ABC Private Limited, sundry creditors. 10 lakhs amount due will be there. There is no meaning in only having what is the amount due. That is a transaction. But you need to actually monitor your inventory. You need to have an efficient inventory system. When you bought it, when you used it, which is old inventory, which is new inventory, you have to recycle it properly. And you have to find out whether any obsolete materials are there that you have to withdraw. All these require a separate system, which is called an inventory system, accounting system, inventory system, HR system. People will come in, go out. You have to capture their number of hours, not only with respect to capturing number of hours, with respect to every job worker, what is the job they have been doing, how many hours they have been involved in a job. That also I should capture so that I will know what is the standard time, what is the actual time, and if the actual time is lesser than standard time, the difference for which I will calculate the bonus. So the different persons will get a various bonus based on their efficiency. So that is called an HR system, accounting system, inventory system, so payable system, purchase system. So I will have all these verticals put together. All these are transaction processing system because all are transactions. Without that, I cannot do. Fundamental, I'll give one simple example. Bank. Today, banks, all banks they are computerized. They are computerized. And we say it is called core banking system, core banking. Core banking system is the transaction process because right from account opening, FD opening, RD opening, SB account opening, current account opening. So account opening, you have a module. Transact after account opening, you have to do transactions. Then loan module, advance module, Then how interest has to be calculated? Interest will be, there will be a module which will actually, you have to program it where interest will be calculated and it will post it on the respective dates. All these will be done in a transaction processing system. So generic term is called TPS. Generic term. Now specific terms are there. They are for usage, they may not use TPS. If you go and ask a bank manager, what is the TPS you have been using? TPS? What is TPS? I don't know TPS. TPS is only there in study material. But practically there will be various names for it. Now I'm going to give one or two names. Railways, operational level transaction processing system. Operational level. Now example is PRS. What is PRS? Passenger reservation system. Passenger reservation system is a transaction processing system. Okay, and you have PNR. What is PNR? Passenger number record. Passenger number record. That is called PNR. So, and what transaction processing? That is fundamental for a railway. So, and that is the most robust system developed so far. And maybe for anything to study about TPS, railways transaction processing system is the best. And FOIS is also a TPS. FOIS is freight. If I'm correct, it is freight system, freight information system. Okay, so railway, I'll just show you. So railway information system. Please look here. This is the Center for Railway Information System, which designs, develops, implements, and maintains most of the information systems in Indian Railways. And what is FOIS? Freight Operations Information System. Fundamental. That is a transaction processing system. And what is your PRS? Passenger reservation system. Passenger reservation. So for passengers, you have one TPS. For freight operations, you have one TPS. Both are TPS only. Because that is dealing with human beings and passenger transportation. This is freight transportation. So for freight transportation, you have a separate freight operation information system. For passenger transportation, you have a passenger reservation system. So for example, there is a parcel booking. Parcel booking, will you go to irctc.co.in or you will go to the railway counter and do the booking? No. There's a separate vertical. That system, that server is totally different. Because the train, what is the, when your parcel will go and reach there, what is the train number, all those stuff is different. Because that is a goods train number. So that is totally different. Okay. So, and there also you will have a number system. So we don't say that as a PNR. So what is PNR? Please look here, guys. PNR, please look at the full form of this. Passenger name record. Okay, passenger name record. So it is an Indian Railways database record against which journey details of a passenger or a group of passengers are saved. Very important. Now, passenger name record is the fundamental, I will say, transaction number. You will say my name is so and so, I have booked on so and so, but I don't want all this. I want only your PNR. Through PNR only your entire database I can access. So database we have already read. In database, what is the primary key? In your railway reservation system, transaction processing system, the primary key is PNR, passenger name record. So this is a transaction processing system. Now we are going to understand what is transaction processing system. So now you have a fair idea. So bank systems, and you have also understood passenger reservation systems, freight operation information system. So everything you have seen. We are now going to see what is the TPS. Okay. So please look here, guys. What is transaction processing system? Page number 189. Yeah. So this is your TPS. Transaction processing system processes transactions and produces reports. Processes the transaction and produces report. What is the report? Passenger reservation list. That's it. Summary. What is the total train? How many tickets are there? How many tickets is booked? How many tickets is still pending? Those reports. It represents the automation of fundamental routine processing. Routine. So normally transaction processing will be automating the routine process. So all your operational level process, bank operations, routine process, you got fundamental operations, automated. So I'll give another, these are all comparisons they make. I think much more informations are not here. Maybe I will show you from here. That will be nice. Please look here. So transaction processing system is a way of computing that divides work into indivisible operations called transactions. A TPS is a software system or hardware-software combination that supports transaction processing. Now, I'll give you some examples. These are all some of the history, and maybe I'll give an example here. So this is what you need to understand. Online transaction processing system. The examples what I gave today, there are two examples. Passenger reservation system, freight, FOISL. Both are online transaction processing system. So TPS, transaction processing system, or a fundamental transaction processing system is accounting. Non-computerized TPS, can I give an example? Bookkeeping. Manually write your accounting transactions. That is also transaction processing system. System means don't always imagine that it is computers, it is machines. Anything which is done in an orderly manner, it is called a system. So, without using machines, if I have to give an example of TPS, it is your bookkeeping method, your accounting system, fundamental accounting system, bookkeeping. That is transaction processing system. But you need speed and accuracy, so you use machines. When you use machines, the accuracy is more, speed is more, volume is more, you can handle huge data across length and breadth of the geography. It is possible. And you make it online. Online means it will be real time. And what do you mean real time? For the same date, same train, same class, two people are booking at the same time. Normally it will happen when you book the, the Tatkal booking. The 10 o'clock it will just open. So you'll try to book it at exactly 10 o'clock. Everybody will come, but everybody gets their allotment at different numbers. How I have also logged in at 10, he also logged in, she also logged in, everybody. Because even though everybody you go inside at 10, your time is actually sliced into millisecond, microsecond, nanosecond, and picoseconds. So your picosecond and your friend's picosecond will be different. So you will go inside first, get the processing, get the ticket, and you will go. So that is why that is very, very important when you actually do the online TPS. So who is the first priority? Even though server will handle all the entire load, it will only do one processing at a time. It is called ACID property, ACID. That is the properties of online transaction processing system. So I'll just show you that ACID properties, transaction processing system, ACID. So please look here. Hope all of you can see what is ACID here. This is the property of transaction processing system, and that too in an online transaction processing system, OLTP. Okay, online transaction processing system. Now, what is this ACID? And this ACID properties will be applicable for a passenger reservation system, banking system, internet banking, mobile banking. Okay, all systems of this. So what is A? A called atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. These are the, for example, the transfer of funds from one bank account to another account. So these are, he gives an example of the transaction processing system only. And this is the feature of TPS. Now, let me give an example of TPS. Hello? Right. So, atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Let me give you an example. Atomicity means what? Please see here. Transactions are often composed of multiple statements. Atomicity guarantees that each transaction is treated as a single unit. So it will not do multiple transactions at a time. Atomicity means one at a time. Even though 1,000 transactions will go to the server for processing, atomicity means one. All others have to wait. But you will never have a feeling that you are waiting. Because for a human being, 1 second is very small time. I mean, very, very small time. But for a computer, 1 second is a very large time. Because 1 second is sliced into 1,000 pieces. So 1,000 work it can do, not 1,000. That 1 millisecond, 1,000th of a second is called 1 millisecond. 1 millisecond will be divided into 1,000. That is called 1 microsecond. That means 1 millionth of a second. 1 millionth of a second will be divided into 1,000 pieces. That's called 1 billionth of a second. That is called 1 nanosecond. And 1 billionth of a second will be divided into 1,000 pieces. It is called 1 trillionth of a second. That is called 1 picosecond. So in 1 trillionth of a second, it will do one work. So it is called atomicity. So at a one at a time, each transaction is treated as a single unit. Okay, so fast. Okay. Consistency. This is another. So transaction A, transaction B will not be given different treatment. Transaction A, if seats are there, it will be allotted. Transaction B, if again seats are there, it will be allotted. No. You are black color, you are white color. You are from Uttar Pradesh, you are from Tamil Nadu, you are from Maharashtra. So Uttar Pradesh, I'll give a different treatment. Maharashtra, I'll give a different. No. Because you have designed that program, how it has to be allocated. So that's all. So it will go by the respective syntax only that has been designed. It will not go by those who are late comers I treat differently. Machines doesn't understand between the distinction between each transaction. The syntax only it will understand. What is the rule? Based on that rule, it will process. So it will not distinguish between one transaction and another transaction. You are giving me 6 tickets to book, and the other person is only giving me 1 ticket to book. So generally, human beings will actually find it. For example, if you are giving 12 tickets to book, bulk booking, you are giving me more work to do. 1 ticket booking. 1 ticket booking and 12 ticket booking is actually same as far as computers are concerned. So if the 12 ticket booking person goes first, you are going second. You have to wait. But in normal sense, what will happen if a person is having a bunch of tickets to book and you are having 1 ticket, you will request, sir, I'll go first. I'll finish it. He'll also say, oh, I have a lot of things. Let him finish it. It is not like that. So that consistency will be there. Who is coming first, whatever the volume, there is no distinction. I will do that guy first, this guy second. Nothing like that. Isolation. Transactions are often executed concurrently. As far as you are concerned, you will feel everything is happening concurrently, but it is not so. It will be doing only one at a time. So multiple transactions, reading and writing at the same time. But isolation ensures that concurrent executions leaves the database in the same state that would have been obtained if the transactions are executed sequentially. So whenever you read and write about transaction processing system in your study material, only one sentence is there. After this, he is only comparing TPS with MIS. What is MIS? What is TPS? What is MIS? What is TPS? That is only he is doing. But you should tell what is the character of TPS. And what is the character of TPS? ACID. Atomicity, consistency, isolation, durability. Now, what is durability? You open an account in bank, you deposit 1 lakh rupees. And after that, you don't do any transaction. No transaction first year, no transaction second year, no transaction third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year also no transaction. Seventh year you come back and you want to withdraw money. For every year, 5 zeros are there. 1 lakh means 1, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, 5 zeros are there. Every year, since you are not doing any transaction, the zero will fade away. First year, 1 zero gone, 10,000. Second year, second zero gone, it is 1,000. Third year, another third zero gone, it is 100. Will it happen like that? Once one transaction has happened, it is durable. Durable means a very simple example. We say diamonds are forever, marriages are forever. And once you qualify as a company secretary, till you die, you are a company secretary. So the qualification of CS is forever. The transaction processing system entry is forever. That is called durable. So that is TPS, guys. Very important. And what is examples for TPS? And generally they may ask only 4 marks. So what do you have to write for first mark? Transaction processing systems are data processing systems. And it is automation of fundamental repeat processing, routine processing to support which level of management? Operation level of management. So this is number 1. What is TPS? Second, where TPS is used? Railway reservation system. Number 2, banking. Okay, number 2, banking. Number 3, your accounting system. Okay, your accounting system or all your operational recording systems like your accounting, inventory, purchase, payables, everything. Or in simple terms, you can just say accounting system. That is our third. So what is the examples for it? Third point. What are the characters of a TPS? ACID, these are the 4 characters of TPS. So atomicity, consistency, and isolation and durability. So these are the 4 characters. So number 4, fourth point. TPS is at which level of management? Operation level of management. And operation level of management is reporting to whom? This information will be provided to whom? Will be provided to the middle management. That's it. So these are the 4 points beyond which they may not ask what is TPS is. Now I'm taking you to the next one. That is called MIS and DSS. MIS and DSS. Okay. After that, we'll go to ESS, then expert system, artificial intelligence, all those stuff. Now, MIS is very interesting. Actually, this chapter is MIS. And the olden, I will say, the previous syllabus and all, the older syllabus and all, the subject itself was called as MIS. Please, you can go back and see the old syllabus name of the subject. It was called as MIS, okay, Management Information System. And generally, this term itself, there is a feel to the students. Oh, this seems to be management. This seems to be very boring subject like that. It is not so. It's a practical paper. Now, practical means people think that only when arithmetic is there, it is practical. It is not so. Arithmetic is exercise. Okay, it is actually exercise because you have to use your brain work to do calculation. So it is exercise. It is calculation. Here you don't do calculation, but you have to connect with examples, connect with actually the real life scenarios. Okay, so that is why always try to visualize, see a lot of videos, read a lot of practical examples with respect to this. So TPS, I have given examples. Now I'm going to give examples for MIS and decision support system. Now, if you look at both are at middle management. But it looks as though MIS is one step below DSS. I will actually say MIS and DSS are at same platform. We will just presume for some time as MIS and DSS platform, or one step DSS is above. So I have to give you a practical understanding about how these two are useful for an organization or a corporate structure, and from where they will get the information. Sorry. This this DSS means it should be decision support system. So there is a clarification which has been brought. Okay, there's a typographical error. Please find out that it is not executive here, a decision support system. Okay, good. Now, what is MIS and DSS? These are systems which collect information from TPS, do the processing, and they'll give to the executive top management. Simple. This is as simple as that. Nothing beyond. But what makes them different is the point. Now, I'll give a simple example of MIS first, Management Information System first. Now, Management Information System are a group of, for example, you are all qualified company secretary, and there is a campus interview. There is a campus interview, and in campus interview, some of the top companies, they come and select and recruit young, energetic company secretaries. So there, they recruit the company secretaries for some of the companies. They say, see, we have two openings. One, can you work in MIS department? Now, what is MIS department? You have to sit there, collect information from various departments, purchase department, sales department, marketing department, accounting department, finance department, payables department, production department, inventory department, collect information and then put in a model, okay, and then feed the data, get reports. These are all structured reports, monthly reports. And these MIS people only will collect information, generate report, give it to the next management level, top management. Director of Finance. Director of Finance will say, hey, what is the last month sales report? Compare that with the last previous month. Give me the differences. This is a monthly routine. What is the receivables last before month, last month, how much you have collected, and which are uncollectible? What is the, how many days are overdue? This is a routine exercise, and you need to do this periodically. Maybe daily also you may do, weekly ones you have to do, or monthly ones you have to do. So, management information system in short. Please look at this. It is in page number 1. So, right from your first page, 170 till 100 89. So 117 till 189, 19 pages, they only speak only about MIS only. Nothing more than that they speak about. So let me first take you to what an MIS is. Please look here, guys. Yes. Yeah. Look here. What is an MIS? An MIS is an information system used for decision making and for coordination, control, analysis, visualization of information in an organization. You give a statement. Last before month, the average collection period was 73 days. Last month, the average collection period is 84 days. From 73 days, it has taken 84 days. Am I improving or deteriorating? I mean, deteriorating. From 73 days, it has become 72 days. I am maintaining. Good, very good. You are doing good work. So, if I have to do any correction, I have to give any instructions, I have to motivate people, I have to train people. This MIS statement will be much useful. Now, this is from a collection department. Now, I'll give an example from a production department. Ashok Leyland Limited, Tata Motors, Maruti Udyog Limited, shop floor. In shop floor, they will use a metal, they use a metal and do the metal operations, what is called as uh, cutting, sizing, drilling, honing, okay, all those machining activities they will do in a metal, and then they'll make components. In the process, there will be a lot of cut bit, end bit, swarf. There will be a lot of wastage, otherwise called as scrap. In metal, there is nothing called waste; it is everything called scrap. Now, I will have a scrap analysis report every month because I am a very big company, and I will have a minimum 10 or 12 shop floors. Each shop floor will make a certain components. And there will be a lot of material I will be giving. It will manufacture. There will be a end bit, cut bit. There will be a wastage. There will be a scrap, because in metal nothing wastage. Everything is scrap only. Now the scrap will decide what is the level of efficiency of the workman. Sometimes he will give the metal, and the metal will actually broke. So then keep it. It is called broken. Now broken can be because of two reasons. It is because of inefficiency of the workman, or the quality of the metal itself will be poor. Now, if quality of the metal is poor, next time I should not buy that metal from that supplier. That is a decision you have to take. Second, if the quality of the workman is poor, one, you have to change the workman. Two, or you have to train the workman. Three, or there can be a reason with respect to the machining also. Quality of the product is good. The workman is also seasoned and efficient workman, but the machine is poor. So what is the reason? So the supervisor of the machine shop, he should actually collect all those scrap, and he should give in the scrap report the reason for the scrap. Quality of the material is poor. Inefficiency of the workman. Number three, with respect to poor machining operations, or machine is wobbling, machine is actually shaking, machine is over worked, some observation will be. So that scrap analysis report will be divided into various, what do you call it, as reasons. That is management information. That is management. So every time you buy material, every time you get scrap, you put it for scrap and then you get the yield. That is not the work of management. Management should see, oh, scrap has come. What is the scrap percentage? Last month it was scrap percent was 7%. This month scrap percent is 11%. My God, if 11% scrap is there, 4% increase, my yield has come down. My producers come down. That means my cost of material goes up. My cost of material goes. Then how to bring down my cost? If my cost of material goes up, my profitability will be affected. Okay. So you need management information. And who will provide? MIS guys. You know, these MIS guys are the, I will say they are the cursed people. Because the work is done by somebody, purchase is done by somebody, manufacturing is done by somebody, decision is taken by somebody, but information is provided by me. I am the poor MIS guy. And I collect the information from all these guys. I will call them. I will actually, I will collect all those material information, put it in a table, Excel working, I will do that. And I'll give the report, one-page report. One-page printout only. Nobody will appreciate me. Nobody will pat at my back. But very good work you have done. Because it is the information there, you are giving information to top management. But it requires knowledge, it requires understanding, it requires appreciation, it requires structuring. But nowadays, it is in ERP, because next chapter is ERP. In ERP, one of the module is an MIS module. So you already have TPS data. Even the scrap data will be collected from the shop floor and they will enter it into the system. So that is also TPS. Now, once system is entered into the information is entered into it, MIS is actually structured. It will collect data from all these places, put it in the respective table. The reports will be ready. You have to only go to that particular place, generate the report, download the report, take printout and give. That's all. So MIS guys' work has been, there were times MIS people used to do a lot of work, collect information, put it in a spreadsheet and all, do analysis, calculation. Sometimes they'll make mistakes. So slowly the role is coming down because computerization, automation. Because it is structured. And they will always ask timely reports, like monthly reports, quarterly reports, semi-annual reports, annual reports, weekly reports, sometimes daily reports. In banks, I repeat, in banks, there are daily reports, there are weekly reports, there are monthly reports, which is being generated by the data center and it is sent to the respective branches. You have to only go open that particular place and then reports will be available, you have to download. That's all. MIS is actually structured. I repeat the word structured. And that is why you have one exam question also, the difference between structured and unstructured. Okay, there is a examination question between what is a structured decision and unstructured decision. And MIS is structured one. Okay, MIS is structured. It is never unstructured. Okay, please look at page number 187. Impact of MIS on different levels of corporate management. Okay, please let me take you to that page number. Here it is. Impact of MIS on different levels of corporate management. Top level of corporate management spends mostly its time for business planning. The major responsibility includes long and short range planning, resource and capacity analysis, setting of profit and budget goals. Presently, the impact of computers and MIS on working on this level is minimum. The reasons for lesser computer effect are unstructured nature of data, non-availability of suitable systems and computer experts, reliance on intuitive capabilities. Now, what is the meaning of this? Presently, the impact of computer and MIS on working of this level is minimum. Okay, now let me give where it is. You have a question also. Please look at the question. Yes. Structured decisions. Structured decision example is MIS. Why? Informations are already available. And what is that information you have to provide? TPS information is available. What is the information you have to provide? That also known to you. So collect that information, put it in the structure, and then generate the report and timely submit it to the top manager. That's all. This is the work. And 1 year, if you work in MIS, you will actually be bored in the department because routine, same thing you have to do. Generally, in MIS department, youngsters only will be there. And more than 1 year, if that guy is sticking on to MIS department, you have to actually buy a cake, cut, and then celebrate. 2 years in MIS department. He is very, I will say, he has a lot of patience. Because in 1 year, you will learn many things. Entire company's data, you will get it in one place. So that 1 year experience is very important experience. And beyond 1 year, you will again do the same thing. Second year, you will again do the same work. So that is why generally professionals, company secretaries, chartered accountants, cost accountants, who work in MIS department, first 3 months, it will be maja. Next 3 months, oh, same routine. The last 6 months, they'll actually feel, oh my God, I think we have to go somewhere. I'll actually go out. So if you don't get generally why people are exposed to the department means you know more about the company. And then if you are actually placed in any department, finance, costing, pricing, budgeting, any department you work, you will actually enjoy because you know the entire company's profile. Because being an youngster, you are able to understand the profile of the company. 1 year itself, you will know it. So that is the advantage of working in an MIS department. Okay. And beyond 1 year, nobody will be exposed to MIS because it's the same routine. Okay, good. But unstructured decisions come to decision support systems. DSS. This is unstructured. This is also a middle management. Now, then what is the fundamental difference between MISS and DSS? I'll give an example, guys. I went to a company called Airtel. All of you know what an Airtel company is. In that, there was a, I'm telling about almost a decade earlier. So I went and met one madam there. She's a chartered accountant, and she gave her a card. So-and-so name, Manager Decision Support System. Manager Decision Support System. So I was very curious. So I asked her, Madam, what do you do in this department? She said, below me, there are 7 chartered accountants reporting to. We support management timely on various challenging data we'll provide to them. The information we'll provide to them, because the window time that will be given to them is very, very limited. And they will say, there will be a call. Madam, we need this information within 2 hours time. You have only window time of 2 hours, and immediately jump into action, collect data, put that model, get that workings, and then give it the report to the top management for them to decide. Airtel. Every day business will have a lot of challenges. You have to take a decision. This side or that side. And if you have to take a decision, you need to have information. For example, I'll give you a very interesting example what that madam told me in Airtel. So there will be guys who will be will make a bid for various telecom companies will be there. So one corporate is actually having discussion with three, four telecom companies. Airtel is also one company. So other 3-4 competitor companies also will be there. So one corporate will say, we need 800 landlines and 2000 cellular connections, and data connections, we need another 1000 data connections. So what is the speed at which you will give? What is the monthly billing or bi-monthly billing? Give us the quotation. So he will give one quotation, and all the 3 will be shortlisted. Say there are 3 people will be shortlisted. Now the guy will say, your prices seems to be at the higher end, but you are giving more speed. So we want to actually go with you, but if you reduce your price by 20%, we'll actually be ready for it. Now the marketing guy will be ready for it, because the guy who is in the marketing head, he will say, okay, right, immediately let us sign it. But 20% reduction in price, will it have an impact on my contribution? If my contribution gets reduced, that is my negative contribution, then ultimately there is no fun in doing that business. So immediately they will call the headquarters. So this is the decision. This is the situation. I need to take a decision. I cannot, there is a target for me, and this one company, I would have achieved my target for the next 3 months or 6 months. The next 6 months I can keep quiet, but I need to close on this. But please tell me whether this price can I agree, because he cannot decide on the price, because pricing is a very, very sensitive thing. And whether that price he can agree for it, whether it will be working out or not. So then immediately this madam will jump into action, because that point will be transferred to her. Unstructured situation. Please look at this. This situation is unstructured. Why I'm using the word called unstructured? Because what is structured? Every month collection, every month sales, scrap report, these are all routine stuff. But the situation, what I told you now, is not a routine stuff. It is a one-off kind. And the data will be provided to you, and you have to create a model. I repeat, you have to create a model in spreadsheet, GitSheet, put all those things, and do the designing in Excel or whichever software, and then enter, get the answer, okay, whether you get profit or loss, and tweak that numbers up, down, and all. What will happen to the bottom line? Then you say, oh, no. 20% reduction in price may not work out. You can agree up to 15% or 16% reduction in price. But since you are reducing price by 15 or 16%, increase the volume by 10%. If you increase the volume by 10% and you reduce your price by this, we can match the business. It is fine. Then immediately he will, 2 hours later, he'll again negotiate. See, 20% I cannot reduce. 10% only I will reduce, but 10% increase in volume. You will say, okay, agree. That is the negotiating power of the, what do you say, the marketing guys. So the marketing guys cannot take a decision without the help of the finance guys, and finance guys also give support like this, and then the business will be closed. Now, how the business is closed? Decision support system. So now decision support system is an information system that supports business or organizational decision making activity, usually in an unstructured environment. Please look here. Unstructured or semi-structured decision. So the moment it is unstructured or semi-structured, is a decision support. The moment it is structured situations, it is management information system. Both are at middle management. Now these are examples of, please look here guys. Can you give me an example of decision support system in India? This is an example. Please look here. Yes. This is where am I? Sorry. Hydrology. Look here, guys. This is Ministry of Water Resources, Government of India. Ministry of Water Resources, Government of India. And they are using decision support system. For what? Hydrology project. Please read what the hydrology project is. Has been pioneering the use of decision support system in the field of water resource management. And the National Institute of Hydrology has led a project to implement such a DSS in 13 basins in 9 states. Now, what is this? You have a river. River will not go the way we want it. It will go in different directions. You will have agricultural lands. Now, how much water is there? I repeat, how much water is there? And the water will be only utilized for one particular segment of land and agriculture. How you have to actually distribute this water so that it reaches the other places also, and then the agriculture it facilitates. So that is decision support system. So how many agricultural lands are there? Cultivable lands are there? How much water is there? And this water will be utilized for how much cultivable land, and which is the nearest cultivable land? What is the pipelines we can actually put? And how many distance of kilometer pipeline we have to put so that the cultivable land will be maximum. You cannot take the pipe like just like that, less like that, and then increase your cost, because laying a pipeline, you have to dug the soil, lay the pipe. So it's a very big cost is there. So therefore, water resources, how you have to distribute so that you reach the cultivable lands maximum with the minimum cost of laying the pipelines. This is a decision support system. So how do you do it? So you create one design. If this is the type of design of pipeline, how it will reach? What will be, and if you design it, that design will be converted to, design will be done by the architectures or the engineers. It will be sent to the finance department. Finance department will ask, how much kilometer, how much pipe, give me the spec. Immediately I will ask the purchase department, what is the price, multiply, as a finance guy, I will only know one way of conveying my language. My language is only money language. But the engineers will not speak in money language. Engineers will speak in benefit language. This is the minimum resources at which we can maximize it. But they may not know what is the cost involved. So the cost will be the ultimate criteria for the government or for the ultimate criteria for a private sector. That's where the decision support system is used. And decision support system is not only used in water resources, it is also used in agriculture. I repeat, in agriculture. Please look here, guys. Where is it? Decision support system for district administration. Look at this. CDAC, Center for Development of Advanced Computing. All these have been happening in our country. It's been happening in our country. And maybe I'll tell you decision support system in India agriculture. See here. Look here. And there is a lot of studies there. Now, I'll tell you what Indian Agricultural Research Institute. Please go inside this and see. Sorry. Please go inside this and read. you will understand how agriculture decision support system will be helpful. I'll give you an example. Once you till the soil and then put all the seeds and all, okay. So please look at agricultural decision supporting system in India. Oh, please go through and see what it is. Now, this is called GIS. There is a GIS systems are there. GIS decision support system. This is spatial decision support system. Geographic information support system. Please read this. This is a very, very important input you will know about what do you call it as using technology in decision support system. For example, what do you call it as the water management, demography, agriculture. Water management, I gave an example. In agriculture, how you can use decision support system. For example, after you till the soil and plant the seeds, it will actually germinate. And how much water you have to give, how much of fertilizer you have to use, organic or inorganic, whatever it is, and when it will yield, it all depends upon, for example, generally you can say 3 months it will give an yield, but it all depends upon how you actually feed, how much water you have to give. Can you just put full of water? Not required. So based on the type of plant, as if the plant is very small, you have to only give small water. As a plant grows, you have to give more water. So the water also you can conserve, fertilizers you can conserve, cost you can minimize, cost of agriculture you can optimize, and you can also measure the size, length, width of the freshness of that plant, and you can gauge when that yield will come. So then you can decide with respect to marketing of, okay, at that time I need to, so when you need to harvest, all those stuff you can decide today. And this will give you a mapping of the entire support system. That is called your decision support system in agriculture. And it is being used. Please visit some of the agricultural university systems. They have been using it. Now, in India, I gave an example of Airtel in corporate sector. In government, I gave hydrology. In agriculture, I gave an example. All these are happening. Okay, decision support system. Now, please look at your study material. Page number 190. Page number 190. It is a computer-based information systems that combines data, analytical tools, and user-friendly software to support decision making at the management level. So you need data. Without data, nothing is possible. Okay. Now I'll tell you what are the 4 components of decision system. 4 components of decision support system. There are 4 components. You know what is that 4 components? Please look here. Decision support system. 4 components. So please look here. What are those 4 components? We have this. Look here. Yes. I think this is visible to all of you. I don't know whether it is visible. Sorry. It's here. These are the 4 components. Okay, data, software, model, okay, modeling, and then these are all models. Okay, so now I'll give you what are those 4 components. We'll see from our study material, and then I'll explain to you with an example. Okay. Yes. They have not given that components here, but I'll tell you what are those 4 components. Number 1, there is a user. Say I am the user. So the top management is the user. So that is number 1. Second is data. So I need the fundamental data. For example, what is the amount of water, what is the cultivable land. Right? Similarly in agriculture, similarly in this Airtel data, the market data, the particular business data should be there. So user data. So data and user alone, can you do decision making? No. You need a software. So that is the third one. Very important. You need a software. Because that data you have to feed into that software. Now just by, what do you call a software? An example of a software is called a spreadsheet. Microsoft Excel example. So user, data, software. But software, just by giving input, will you get the answer? No. The fourth component is the most important component. It is called modeling. You have to design. You have to design the structure. Sales minus variable cost is contribution. Contribution minus fixed cost is PBIT. PBIT minus interest is PBT. PBT minus tax is PAT. So now you change this, that, what will happen? What is the profit? That designing, who can do? Only people have to be knowledgeable. So only the knowledgeable people. That is why the madam was in Airtel. She actually has 7 chartered accountants reporting to her. So she will actually direct, you do this activity, and a very senior team. I will say very senior and very expert team. So they will get every day very challenging scenarios, and they'll try to actually design it, model it, and get the answer. That modeling is the brain of decision support system. That is very important. So please look at. So you have the data, you have the tool. Tool is what whatever softwares you are having. That is called a tool. That's called user-friendly software to support decision making at the management level. Now, the software on that the model, what you do is you can call it as tool. The software, in that whatever modeling you do, that modeling is your brain. That is your intellectual property. Okay. So data, user-friendly software, the model, and who's the other guy? The user. So these are the 4 components. Okay. Please look at this. So what are the 4 core capabilities of DSS? Representation, operation, memory aids, control aids. So they are giving some stuff. Please read this. Next, I'm taking you to AI and expert system. Guys, this is very important. Okay, please look at this. Before I go to expert system, you need to, because once we go to expert system, artificial learning, executive support system, you should know the fundamental difference. You should know the fundamental difference. Okay. Now, I'll show you some interesting examples. Look at this, guys. Where am I? Yes. In the last decade, expert system have been developed for almost all sectors of agriculture in India. These just now we saw DSS is for decision support. Now, expert system for what purpose? And in agriculture, can you use expert system? Yes. Not only in agriculture, pest management, crop selection, soil preparation, animal husbandry, fisheries, food processing, all these are expert systems. Now, decision support system, for example, in agriculture, that water resource management, how many kilometers of pipeline I have to lay, how I have to lay the pipeline. This is called the decision. That is different. And in expert system, it will give information. For example, I want to know how much pesticide I have to actually. It is not that every day morning, once sun is there, you go and put fertilizer. You go and put pesticides. Not required. Every day morning you put fertilizer. Not required. So you need to actually gauge whether pesticide is required or not. Whether you need to actually soil preparation you have to make or not. You have to add some minerals to the soil or not. All this, you have to actually do the testing and give the input into the system. System will actually compare with a lot of data which is already there, and it will say, so this is your percentage of pesticide. This is your percentage of minerals in soil. So you need to add only this. You need to add only this. So then your plant will be getting the balanced minerals. Now please look at the various information systems, expert systems. Virus detection is an expert system. Then warehouse optimization is an expert system. You have 14 locations warehouse. Different warehouse have various capacities of uh, usages. One warehouse is 30% used, 70% unused. Another warehouse is 80% used, 20% unused. So like that, you have various warehouses. Now, which warehouse you have to use optimum, and the warehouse has to be utilized in such a way, your business model, where is the goods required, to that extent you need to actually ensure that the goods have been stored in that place. Thereby your cost is optimized. So your expert system it is not only where you have to store, why you have to store there. If you store there, how it will facilitate your business. If it facilitate your business, how it will enhance it in terms of productivity, in terms of profit. All this stuff is there with respect to warehouse optimization. Then stock market trading. You have expert systems which will actually, what do you call it as algorithm trading. There is called algorithm trading. You install that software, it will actually go to the National Stock Exchange screen or Bombay Stock Exchange screen. You list out some of the stocks. It will see how the stocks are moving. And then it will see the last day, previous day, 1 week before. All this trend it will see. It will have a, what you called as, please look here, knowledge base. It will have a knowledge base. That means what is the past data, and it will infer from the knowledge base based on the present, what do you call it as the prices of the share prices, and it will infer from the knowledge base whether it is good to buy or good to sell. It is the time to buy or time to sell. It will actually give me the interface. It will give information to the user. User is not an expert. The expert and knowledge engineer will update the knowledge and the inference engine. Inference engine is what you understand from knowledge. This is called the wisdom. And then it will interface this information, it will interface with the user. So that is an expert system. So algorithmic, algorithmic trading is banned by SEBI. Is it allowed in India? Algorithmic trading. This is called algorithmic trading. Is it allowed in India? Okay. Does SEBI allows it? Can you do that? Can you install a software and on your behalf, software will do the buying and selling, and your bank account balance will reduce and increase. It will reduce and increase. Automatically, you even give the power to you may say, now I have purchased, now make payment. You have to only make payment. It will sell. Automatically, once it sells, money will come to your bank account. So you will see money is increasing in your bank account. You have to make the payment to buy, because buying will be done by the algorithmic system, because that is the expert system. Selling will be done by that. You set it. So it will actually give the suggestion. So there is no human brain involved, because the expert's brain is actually being programmed inside. Now, is it good or bad? That is a separate debate we can have. But this is the expert system. Now let's take you to now expert system has artificial intelligence. So therefore, let's start with artificial intelligence. AI is a branch of computer science concerned with making computers behave like humans. Now, in company secretary, there are expert systems which you can download from, or you can actually buy a software and install it. And whenever there is any compliance violation by a company, there is a notice received in section 447, one section is there. There is a notice received for violation of, or for 447 section fraud. There is a notice is received. This is the kind of input we have got. What is your answer? I will actually go inside that expert system and I will say, for so and so section, if notice is received, what to be done. It will give, based on the expert's direction, it will give what are the step 1 you should do, step 2 you should do, step 3 you should do. It will give me the suggestion. This is called an expert system. Now, what a human being was doing 10 or 20 years back by applying his mind, today that application of mind is converted into a system, and it is programmed and it is made into software and it is sold today to people. So is it good or bad is one side, you have to think about it. But anyhow, experts today, they are in a form able to interpret. A machine is able to actually very closely, what do you call it, as interpret what the human brain can do to that extent. So major artificial intelligence researchers and textbooks define the field as study and design of intelligence agents. So an example of an artificial intelligence is expert system. So an expert system is a computer program that simulates the judgment and behavior of a human or an organization that has expert knowledge and experience in a particular field. Okay, and what is the diagram? They have not given any diagram, but I have given you the diagram. Yes. Please look at expert. From expert, the knowledge is extracted and it is put in the knowledge base, and that knowledge base is here. And from the knowledge base, inference engine is a program. That program will search the knowledge base. Sometimes, if you actually type, the time is already 9:17, and all of you will be very hungry. So what do? You type 2 idli and 1 vada. You type in this inference, in this expert system, it will say no database found. Because this system is an expert system, you only should ask a relevant question. If you ask an irrelevant question, it will say no database found. Okay, good. So that's about an expert system, and please look at various examples of expert system which is used in India. Loan analysis, then useful for repair and maintenance projects, financial decision, supervise the operation of a plant and controller, hospitals and medical facilities, okay, information management. So all sectors you can use expert systems today. Okay, good. Now I'll take you to one more last point, and after that I'll invite queries from all of you today. Okay, today we'll have a very good discussion of questions, okay, from this textbook, okay, from this chapter alone. And I'll invite people to ask questions. I will unmute you, you can ask questions, okay. So maybe one more last point with respect to MIS, okay. That is with respect to, I said MIS is structured decision making. What are all the character of MIS, which is there in page number 179. Please look here, guys. Sure. Ah, 179. These are all the characters. This is an exam question. So what are the major characters? They say comprehensive. Why comprehensive? It collects all the data from your transactional processing system, from the operation level. Coordination is fundamental. Sometimes, if it is all an integrated system, you can go inside the system and then you can pull the data. But sometimes the informations will be in silos. So then you have to coordinate with the respective department, get the data, and then you have to summarize it and give it to the top management. So that coordination work will be very difficult. So nowadays, that is why you have an integrated system, which we call it as an ERP. Integrated system is there. MIS becomes a module. You have to only log into that system and then pull the respective reports. And so that is why it is integration, transformation of data into information. It will enhance productivity. So all this stuff is there. So this is also an exam question which will carry maximum 4 marks. Okay. So with this, I will actually invite questions from all of you. Whoever wishes to actually raise questions, you can put your hands up. I'll actually unmute you so that you can talk and you can give your name and location, and then you can raise your questions. So who wishes to actually ask question first? Yes. Anybody who wish to ask questions? Bhagavan Patel. Bhagavan Patel, you wish to ask any question? Sir, Rinku Mehra. Okay, I'll just unmute you. Yes, so Vinod Kumar, yes, I will actually. Rinku Mehra, allow to talk. Yes, Rinku Mehra, you can speak now.
Hello, sir. Good morning. This is Rinku Mehra from Mumbai.
Yes, Rinku from Mumbai. Yes, please go ahead.
So this you told na transaction processing system today, but I am confused with it that acid properties, I didn't get it clearly.
Oh, acid properties.
Yeah.
What is acid? Can you tell me once again? Which out of acid, ACID, which is not clear to you?
That something automatic, consistent.
No, 1 minute. Atomicity.
Atomicity. Yeah.
Atomicity. A is called atomicity. C is called consistency.
Yeah.
Consistency in processing all transactions. A means atomicity. Atomicity means what? It will transaction by transaction only it will do. Atom. Atom means one transaction. For example, a transaction has two, a debit and a credit will be there.
Mm-hmm.
And will it process only one side and it will leave the other side? No, it will do the entire processing. Okay. It will either do the processing or it will not do the processing.
Okay.
That is why it is called atomicity. So number one, atomicity. Number two is consistency. Number three is isolation. What do you mean by isolation? It will do one after another only it will do the processing. It will not do concurrent processing. You will get a feel that it is doing concurrent processing. But it is only doing processing one at a time. Like a railway reservation system, as I told you, it is dividing that 1 second into small pieces and it will process one after another only. That is why it is called isolation, one after another. Okay. So atomicity in means complete transaction, it will do it. It will not do a part of a transaction and leave it. For example, you withdraw money 10,000 from the ATM. That is a transaction processing system because banking. Will it say no? I have only 2,000 rupees in ATM machine, so I will give you 2,000, balance 8,000. Tomorrow you come and take it. Will you do that?
No.
Why? It is called atomic because you ask for 10,000. It will either do 10 or it will not do. That is called atomicity. So atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Durability means marriages are forever. Diamonds are forever. Once you become a company secretary, it is forever. Okay. Any transaction done in TPS is Rinku.
Any transaction done in TPS is transaction processing system, no?
Yes, that is forever. Once it is transaction is processed, it is forever. It will be there.
And consistency, it was like it has to be consistent. I didn't get it clearly.
Consistency means if you go and withdraw 10,000 rupees from ATM, you have a bank account, Rinku?
Yes, I have, sir.
Which bank?
UBI.
Union Bank of India.
No, United Bank of India.
United Bank of India. Now, you have a ATM card, but you use a Axis Bank ATM to withdraw your money from United Bank of India. Can you get? Can you withdraw money?
Yes.
Yes. Now, when you withdraw money, will the Axis Bank will charge you any charges?
After 5 transactions, it will charge.
Yes. So once they charge you a transaction, once they charge you a fee, there is plus GST will be there. Now, point to be noted, for Rinku Mera, the charges will be 20 rupees. For Gopal Krishna Raju, the charges will be 50 rupees. Will you do like that?
No.
That is called consistency.
Yeah.
That is called
Consistent.
consistency.
Okay.
So thank you very much, Rinku. We'll see from Vinod Kumar Agarwal now. Vinod Kumar Agarwal, 1 minute. Vinod Kumar Agarwal, you can talk now. Vinod?
Yeah. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Vinod, you are absolutely audible. From which place you are speaking?
I'm from Hyderabad. My question is, I am working in an MNC as a senior executive in finance and accounts, sir.
Very good.
Apart from making daily transactions like making payment, entering purchases and all, I prepared monthly some agent account payable and on statutory audit purpose, some GIT calculations and all these things.
Can you make your audio a little louder, please? I'm not able to hear you properly.
Sir, now is it okay?
Yeah. Now it is fine. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Sir, my question is, I'm working in an MNC as a capacity of senior executive in finance and accounts. As a senior executive in finance and accounts. In spite of doing daily transactions like making payment, entering purchase entry and all, I prepared a monthly basis of agent account payable and for statutory audit purpose some GIT calculation and other calculations. My question is
that is a reporting you do.
That is reporting I do. Then my question is that preparation of this agent payable and other report, does it come under MIS or it will come under TPS?
Wow, it is not TPS. TPS is operational. You are not at operational level. You are at an executive level. You are at what you call a tactical level. You are at a tactical level. Okay, you are at the middle level, middle management. So therefore, the report what you give is actually an MIS report.
Okay, sir. And payment and making purchase entries and all this will come under the transaction processing system.
That will be done at the transaction level. That is an operational level.
Operational level. Yes, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much,
Vinod Agarwal.
Vinod. So now we'll ask Sukanya Damal. Sukanya. 1 minute. I'll just Sukanya Dumal. Yes, Sukanya, you are allowed to speak. Sukanya.
Hello, sir. Good morning. Am I audible to you?
Yeah, absolutely audible, Sukanya. Please go ahead.
Sir, I wanted to ask about the executive information system.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. So due to the internet interruption in the initial 20 minutes of the lecture, I think I have missed it.
Now, what is your question?
Sir, I wanted to know the meaning about basically what exactly the executive information system is different than MIS. I wanted to ask.
Wonderful. I'll answer. Point number 1, Sukanya and all friends here. Executive information system is for the top management, for the board level. For example, for a board level. Now, for a board level, number 1, they will have 100% access to the database. Number 2, minimum keyboarding skill should be there. You should not ask them to put a lot of inputs to get the reports. All those stuff will be done by the MIS people or DSS people. Number 3, minimum keyboarding skills, because already report should be there. They have to go just click that and that report will be visible to them. And most of the report should not be in a text form. It should be in a diagrammatic form. I repeat, it should be in a diagrammatic form. Now, I'll give you a scenario. It's actually a very practical scenario I'll share with you. I was sitting with one director of finance. And there was a lot of discussion that was going on. And he was actually watching the monitor because his computer screen was there. He was just monitoring and talking to us, And he said, Mr. Raju, just give me 2 minutes or 5 minutes time, because he immediately called somebody. He said, Kya ho raha wahan? What is happening there? Immediately called, sir, there is a strike from yesterday night, so stock is not moving. So yeah, actually what stock is not moving, he is able to visually see from the screen, because the moment e-way bill is put, stock will try to move, and every what do you say, the vehicle will have a geo information system that the chip is being there. So once an e-way bill has been raised, the system will actually show that it is 1 hour delayed, 2 hour delayed, 3 hour delayed with respect to movement of the truck. So here he is able to see on the screen the truck is not moving more than 3 hours, and it will show is from green color to orange color to red color. So immediately he is calling that manager or the particular factory manager there or the director there. What is happening there? Why the truck is not moving? So to that extent, the information is visible for the top management. Sukanya, you are able to follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm able.
That is called the executive information. But whether that information will be visible for an MIS guy or a DSS guy?
No.
No. Will that be visible for a TPS guy? No.
No.
For an EIS guy, it will be visible. So his panel will be different. His information will be sublime information. You're able to appreciate that.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So nice. So next we will ask Sakshi. Sakshi from Ahmedabad. Sakshi, yes. Sakshi Bansali. Yes, Sakshi, you are allowed to talk, please. Sakshi? Yes, Sakshi Bansali, you can speak. Sakshi Bansali? Sakshi Bansali? No, I think she has not unmuted it. She is not unmuted. So now let us see from Rakshita. So Rakshita. Rakshita, you are allowed to talk. Rakshita from Bangalore.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, can you increase your volume, please?
Yes, sir. Sir, is it audible now?
Yes, please go ahead.
Sir, if MIS is structured one, then what about EIS, that is Executive Information System? There is no structure for it, right, sir?
Absolutely correct, because they don't prepare information. Information is only given to. They only access the information, and based on that, they will take a decision. Information should be provided to EIS. That's all. EIS information will be mostly in a diagrammatic form, in a simple reporting format. So whatever information you give it to EIS, it will be in most simplest format, because people at the top level, they will not read hundreds of pages. You should give it in one single page, that one diagram, and very easy for them to comprehend.
Okay, so basically TPS and EIS are unstructured one.
No. TPS, it is not unstructured. You collect the data and you feed the data into the system. So that is called transaction processing system. Transaction processing system is recording your business transactions.
Okay.
So for example, what is your business in railway? Your business in railway is to sell tickets. So then you need to have a system to actually record those transactions. So that is a TPS. EIS is a system which will see from the top. For example, general manager of Southern Railway, general manager of Eastern Railway, he will sit there and he will not be interested in how many tickets have been sold. He will be interested only whether the train which is supposed to start on time, whether it has started on time or it is delayed. He will only get the information. These are all the trains. These are all the trains started on time. These trains started 5 minutes late. Like that only he will get the report. You are able to understand.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sure.
EIS
I
will only
understood,
give the what do you say, the rust, the essence of the business inputs will, business information will be shown on the screen. Essence.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Sure.
So
Thank you,
Rakshita,
sir. Thank you so
thank
much.
you very much, Rakshita. And Mansi, I'll now unmute Mansi. Yes, Mansi. Yes, Mansi, you can speak now.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, can you increase your speaker, I mean the voice a little louder?
Now audible? Sir, is I am audible? Hello.
Yeah, you can speak up. We'll try to hear you.
Yeah, sir. I would like to ask about different approaches to MIS development, like top-down, bottom-up, and integrated approach. Sir.
Different approaches to?
MIS development. Sir.
Okay. Well, that is a very good question because that is an exam question also. Mansi, thank you very much for asking this question. This is in page number 183 of your study material. One approach is called a bottom-up approach. Another approach is called top-down approach. Now, what is this approach called as? Now, bottom-up approach means the transaction processing level, that is the operation level, they will always be giving information to the MIS people. So they will collect the information, put it in a table format and give it to top management. This is called a bottom-up approach because they will be sending information. Every day you will get mail. Every day you will get mail from the operation level. Marketing, sales, purchase department, inventory department. They will be sending you mails every day and your mailbox will be full. You are forced to actually get that information, put it in the table and give it to top management. This is called bottom-up approach. Pushing from bottom. Now, the reverse will happen. They will not send you mail at all. Top management will always daily question you. They'll call you. Yes, Mansi, I want this report. I want that report. Mansi, give me a stock report. Mansi, give me the obsolete stock report. Mansi, give me the, the scrap report. Mansi, give me the average collection payable report. So top management will be pushing you every day. Now you don't have any other choice. You again call downwards. You give me data. You give me data. Put it and then give it to top management. So is there a difference, Mansi, between bottom up and top down approach?
Yeah, sir. It's totally different.
Now, which method you prefer? You prefer to get daily call from managing director to submit reports, or if the bottom up from the operation level they push you daily mails,
In my
do you do it?
personal view, sir, I would prefer bottom-up approach.
Both are actually very tough only. Thank you very much, Mansi.
And sir, what about the integrated approach? Integrated approach, sir.
No, I didn't get your question. Oh, integrated approach. Okay, what is integrated approach? A combination of both. Every day you get mails from the operational level also. Every day you get call from your director of finance also. Now what to do? You have to manage. You need to have a system within your office. Whenever you get the mails from them, collect that information, put it in the structure, send it. When they ask also, you will have the report already prepared and send that report. So you need to be prepared for reporting at any point of time. That's called integrated approach. Okay?
Yeah, okay, sir.
Thank you very much. So guys, best of luck, and tomorrow same time we'll meet again. Okay?
Thank you very much, sir.